Well, now you have to define what kind of person do you want to be in that contested environment. I think this will be the last in the series talking about the best battle rifle that you need to add into your kit bag. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts and your comments down below. This is part 3 in that series. You can find the other one, Deadly in the Mountains. You're never going to see 600 meters. People believe that long distance shooting is the way to go. You don't need a $5,000 rifle to take a 50-meter shot. And then Deadly in the City, wherever the hell I called it. And I demonstrated and argued that a battle rifle needs to be primarily the most effective that weapon can give you, close to medium range. And 300 meters to the IHOP. So we'll cheat, right? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. 421 meters. You can imagine trying to find an 8x8 target. Now, I didn't define those ranges earlier, so let me do so now. I'm going to define close range as anything from 0 out to 300 yards. And then from 3 to about 600, I'm going to call medium range. And then from 6 to 1,000, we'll call long range. And beyond 1,000, we can call super long range. Why did I pick those ranges? Well, based off of the trajectory of the M16A2 service rifle in most similar platforms, you're going to be fairly effective out to 300 with a good group and 0, right? And then beyond that, reaching out to the end of your ability to hit a point target, which again on that M16A2 is 550 yards. And then so beyond that, now you're talking about area targets. So that 6 to 1,000 meters, that's going to be some long range stuff. And then beyond that is the shit that costs a lot of money and a lot of time. So when we are thinking about the battle rifle, history will have shown to us and demonstrated that the majority of engagements will be on the close range. Not very many even on the far range or medium range, right? You can't see 300 meters here. Now, I had so many people tell me, Top man, you know, in your mountains and in your city, you may not be able to see very far, but come out to us out west where we have deserts. Come see our cities with the big skyscrapers, and you can look down the long axis of a road. Oh, you can see a long ways out here. Well, now you have to define what kind of person do you want to be in that contested environment, right? Does that make sense? So hear me out here. Can you see a target out to 300 yards? Yes. Can you see it out to 500 yards? Yes. Can you see a target that is in contrast with its environment further? Yes. Does movement impact that? Yes. But why are you engaging that far? Because the likelihood of somebody engaging you from that distance is slim to nil. So break contact. 2, can you positively identify a target if they are not engaging you, right? Now, why are you engaging people? Well, if you go back to that question, what kind of person do you want to be? If you want to be the raider, if you want to be the person who's out there pillaging and destroying things that you may perceive to be a threat, which may or may not be, then you and I are not in common. I would submit to you that you need to probably think about how I can be the good guy. And being the good guy is going to be engaging on targets that we have positive identification of, that are demonstrating deadly force against us or those around us, right? If they're not demonstrating deadly force, then using deadly force may not be the right option. And even in the most contested environments, let's say you do have something that's crazy going on. Maybe it's somebody that's being attacked, right? You have no idea what's going on down there. So you think, well, let me help this woman or this child from being killed. So I'm going to take some long range shots, talking 800 meters, right? Well, those targets are moving, and everything that you've done long range has been static. not movement. So that argument's out the window. How about the argument that if something is engaging you from a long range, they're not doing so standing full body in stark contrast to their backgrounds? Right? Now you have a target that may be just the size of this around a tree engaging you, or inside a building back from the windows in the darkness. You can't see anything. So how are you going to engage it? Have you ever used a scope to see long range? Like, it's not magic. It still takes skill and sweat to master your craft. Team, we got to do better than this. We have to think about the choices of our actions. And when we're talking about battle rifles, we're not talking about the hunting rifle. We're talking about something that is specifically your go-to weapon system should you need it in times of crisis. I would dare argue that your 308 is not your go-to. It's probably something similar in style to this. It's probably not your AR-10. You probably keep that in a safe with all your other goodies. All those long-range rifles that you got, that 7mm Magnum, right? You probably keep all these things locked up. Just like all the rest of your gear is probably down in your mom's basement. So how are you going to get to it? If it sparks off, how are you going to get to your stuff? You don't have your stuff. I've shared this before, and I'll welcome your comments. Everybody says that the situation dictates everything, right? And it's all well and good, and it briefs super well, and I've said it from time to time, so I'm guilty as charged. But what I would argue is that what you have is going to dictate how well you perform on the mission right now. If you think that everything that's going to happen is something that you're going to have time to plan for, you can go back and grab this, you can go do this, you can rehearse that, you're fooling yourself, right? We're not talking about military ops. And even on a military operation, things happen that weren't planned. It's called frickin' Murphy. It happens. So what you have is what you got. So whatever you encounter is going to help you get through. Those are going to be tools and resources to help you get through and dominate the situation. Or you're going to find yourself shit out of luck because you're thinking, well, I got to get back to my mom's basement. Or I can't engage long range because I don't have my long range rifle. Or I can't engage short range because I got my deer rifle. So what is the best battle rifle? I would argue that it is the AR platform chambered in 5.56 because that's what your teammates have. That's the rounds that are easy to come across, and so I would submit to you that that's probably the weapon of choice. And I would submit to you a 16-inch barrel is probably the one that you need. Super cheap, super effective, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. Like, you can go buy a SIG, right? Or you can go buy a Smith & Wesson M&P and be extremely effective. I have never had a rifle break on me while shooting, ever. Not only have I not had it happen to me, none of my troopers in any of my companies or platoons or squads or teams had a weapon that became unable to fire or engage after conducting immediate or remedial action. Have you? Have you had a weapon jam, break, right? Everybody wants to carry all the spare parts. Go for it, man. I ain't knocking you. I submit maybe your spare parts need to be in your garage. And one could argue that you need some spare parts, because if things change, you may not be able to have access to them. But have you ever had a weapon break on you? If so, leave a comment and let us know what happened and what kind of weapon that it was that broke on you. I'm looking forward to hearing about that. But so a Colt M16, or M4 is an extremely useful weapon system. Extremely useful weapon system. Other names, other name brands, whatever, but you can get into it for $1,000 or less. You don't have to go spend $2,500 to get the most Gucci base weapon platform system that you can find, and then start adding an oobly god-awful amount of money. Think about the tools that you need in order to get after the things that you want to get after. Buy the right tool. Buy a good tool. Just a few of my thoughts, team. I'm looking forward to hearing yours down below as we continue to expand this conversation about mastering our craft and developing our tactical virtue. Appreciate you guys. As always, until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked.